Today is all about the Red Sox getting set to hand the ball to Walker Buehler as we wait for him to come out onto the field. Walker Buehler ready to make his Red Sox debut. Signed a one-year, $21.05 million contract. 7 years with the Dodgers, 2 World Series championships. Burst onto the scene back in 2018 when he was third in Rookie of the Year voting. Year later, top 10 Cy Young Award voting. He was the opening day starter for them in 2022, but then the Tommy John surgery, and now working his way back. Looked like he got his form back in the playoffs last year. He was outstanding down the stretch in the postseason. 10 scoreless innings to wrap up his playoff run. He'll make the start against the Mets today. Two-time All-Star. Now his 8th season with the Mets. .289 hitter over the course of his career. Numbers have trended in the wrong direction the last couple years, but finished strong last year. A .289 batting average over the last 7 weeks of the season. Injuries curtailing each of his last 2 seasons. But for the Red Sox, it's all about the guy on the mound, Walker Buehler.
Yeah, curious to see where he sits today. Got a little cutter there at 91. First pitch was at 93. He's got a fastball, cutter, knuckle, curveball, sweeper. The big swing and miss pitches for Walker Buehler with a little changeup to go with it.
This one driven to center field. Rafaela heading back to the track. It'll be off the wall, played by the right fielder, Thompson, who gets it in. So a leadoff double here for Jeff McNeil. We are underway.
2-0 kind of gives in here. McNeil drives.
And that'll bring up Francisco Alvarez, the catcher. Just 23 years old, 100 games for the Mets last season. Had a thumb injury in April. Right back to Buehler. He plays it. There's one down here in the first.
So comeback, a good athlete, Walker Buehler on the mound. You know, you saw that fastball get hit. You know, years past, 95 miles an hour. You go back to that 2021 season when he was dominant and 4th in Cy Young. He was 16-4, the .247. Really his last healthy year. The Tommy John 22, missed 23. But the fastball was dominant. .201 batting average. Last year, .342. That's the pitch he's got to get back.
He'll tell you about it when you talk to a very different guy when he first came on the scene. He could just throw gas, right? But he says it's interesting because early on, high school in Vanderbilt, he wasn't that guy. He was a guy who could spin it, who could mix it up. After his first Tommy John surgery, he came back so strong. He had more velocity. He let it eat.
Yeah, and he still has that knuckle curveball and the sweeper. So much late break, big swing and miss pitch for him.
Started game 3 as he gets strike 3 call there. So 2 outs now after the leadoff double to McNeil.
Nice little 95, little comebacker. A little humped up there at 95, little sinker in. You love seeing this pitch against lefties. It's a tough one to get in there on, but you see that movement. It's at the hip, comes back, hits the inside corner. Righties love that pitch if they can get it in there.
That'll bring up the former Tampa Bay Ray, Jose Siri, who gets hit with the first pitch he sees. And Siri's got 2 home runs on the season, including a 3-run shot yesterday against his former team. Will take the base.
Can't style on that one, huh?
2 on, 2 outs here for Buehler. Alexander Canario, the left fielder, will take strike 1. Started to say Buehler started game 3 of the World Series, 5 scoreless innings against the Yankees in that one, and then came in to close out the final game, game 5. Big swing and a miss there.
Look at that movement. That's the slider. 81. Big swing and miss. Look, he shows it in the zone. Looks like it's down the middle, and then goodbye. So it looks like in that kind of swing. Another one.
Swing and a miss, strike 3. So Buehler will get 2 strikeouts in his first inning with the Red Sox. And we're scoreless here at JetBlue.
You see that 4-pitch fastball, cutter, knuckle, curve, sinker. Kind of like that's where he lives. You'll see the sweep, change-up slider once in a while. But those last 2 swing and misses, wasn't that sweeper. It was that big knuckle curve in that low 80s range. A ton of movement. Big swing and miss pitch for him.
And that'll bring up Brett Beatty. Buehler doesn't think so. 0-1 the pitch here. Quickly 0-2.
You're just upset because you
need your bat.
You need the knock.
Fouled off here.
That was a positive at bat for Cedon. For example, Chapman lived at 94, 95 in live.
Gets the call, third strikeout of the game for Walker Buehler.
Nice located 94 there. And again, a lot of the veterans, they're just kind of working mechanics and letting it, trying to stay within the zone. But this is, again, this little sinker down and in to left. He's kind of freezing him. That's a nice pitch to get.
Jared Young, the first baseman today, with one down, nobody on. Only hit he's given up so far. Quickly ahead of Young, 0-2.
Yeah, he's looked nice. Little big curveball to get ahead. Then I'm going to run a little sink piece away from you. Get you swinging missing.
There's the 0-2. Slow roller to first. Casas will flip to Buehler for the second out of the inning.
And then a cutter to finish you off. That's very impressive at bat for Walker Buehler. I should say Waka.
Waka.
Guys, people back home watching Walker Buehler for the first time.
You think about Jerry Remy when you think about a name like that, don't you?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Jerry would have said that. Zokar with two down. Now the right fielder. A lot of people made a lot about how Buehler pitched down the stretch in the playoffs, but he said dial it back. I felt pretty good over the last month of the regular season as he gets ahead of his Zokar 0-2.
He's in a nice little rhythm right now. This inning's very impressive. He's just pounding the zone on the corners. Curveball again. Got a lot of bite to it. It looks sharp.
ERA came down each of the last 3 seasons for Buehler heading into that playoff run. World Championship with the Dodgers, and he really felt over the last 4 or 5 starts things coming back into play. So often the case after a Tommy John surgery, right? That's first full year back, even though you're back, still figuring some things out. Swing and a miss, strike 3, so 2 strikeouts in the inning, 4 on the day. And the Red Sox have a 4-0 lead with Walker Buehler on the mound.
Over by the third base side of the dugout by Walker Buehler, made his spring training debut. 4 strikeouts over 2 innings. Was the adrenaline kind of matching what you experienced in Game 5 of the World Series in your first one with the Red Sox?
Not quite, but close, man. It was fun. It's I don't know. It's something I've never kind of dealt with or experienced, but I like this group of guys a lot, and we're having a lot of fun.
How'd you feel out there?
Good. Felt good. Don't like to give up doubles to start the game, but other than that, it's pretty good.
First outing, obviously early in spring for you. What's kind of the objective in a first one like this?
You're trying to survive at some point and try and make some good pitches and do some of the stuff we've been working on. And luckily I executed pretty good and kind of was in a pretty good spot out there.